Alright, welcome back. We have a Midweek Magic Momir, but we're going to do something different with this today. As I find that nobody really actually wants to watch a Momir match, I figured this would be a good chance to maybe give out some tips or little tricks that can help you nab your victories if you're having trouble. It's actually pretty simple, and at least this is what I do to get my wins. For starters, I don't like to be the first one to play a creature. Let your opponent be the one to drop the first creature. If you actually have to play, make sure that your opponent is committed to it first. Like, they play the first creature, then maybe. I don't really like to play creatures until around turn 3. But if your opponent is not casting anything, even at turn 3, I would wait. The next thing that I like to do is with the lands, I like to make sure I have at least one color of each type. So that way, some of the random cards in the deck you can actually cast, or the random creatures that you summon, you'll be able to utilize their abilities, which I think is very important. The other thing is kind of hope for RNG to give you some pretty decent creatures that will allow you to draw cards, or anything that can mana ramp you. Those two are extremely important. If you start getting creatures like that, it becomes very hard to lose, because with the mana generated ones, you'll be able to cast higher creatures with the Momir emblem. And drawing cards is always important, so you can have a much larger hand than your opponent. The other type that I find is really helpful is flying creatures. So I've had a few Momir matches where I happened to get a flying creature early, and because my opponent never got a flying creature, I ended up pecking him out to death with the flyers. So I think flyers are also very important in this game. The other thing that I think is important is to make sure that you read your creature's opponents, know what they do. Also, you know, obviously you want to know what yours do, but you really want to make sure you know the capabilities of your opponent so they don't surprise you with maybe like random death touch or something like that that could be somewhat annoying. And those are the guidelines that I generally follow when I do Momir, and I usually have no problems. Now, granted, a lot of it does come down to RNG, and that's fine, but if you follow these tips, I'm sure you'll do very well in your Momir. Momir is actually one of my favorite Midweek Magic events, and as much as I'd like to make a video out of it, I'm pretty sure a majority of people haven't even made it this far into the video, so I'm just going to play them on my own. But those are my tips. If you have any other tips or things that you have noticed or find interesting, go ahead and throw it in the comments so other people can get a chance to read that, and a few extra tips never hurt anybody. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching, especially made it this far. Truly appreciate the hell out ya. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.